Hello guys, we are continuing with the chapter 19, finished with the internal audit, management audit, now operational audit. First we will see the meaning and the types. Operational audit. Operational audit is the review and appraisal of the operations. So it is a review and appraisal of the operations of an organization conducted by the competent independent person. So it is a review and the appraisal of the operations of an organization conducted by competent independent person. So what is a review? Review is like review and appraisal may be same, or you can say it is a assessment, a formal assessment of something with intention of instituting change if necessary. Assess or something formally with the intention to instituting change if necessary. It can be analysis, evaluation, assessment, appraisal, examination, investigation. It all comes under review. It is all synonymous. What about the appraisal? An act of assessing something or someone. It's like again assessment, evaluation, estimation, judgment. So it is all about the assessment. So operational audit is the review and appraisal of operations of an organization conducted by competent independent person. So what do you mean by operations? You know what is operations? Production is one of the operation. Sale, purchase also operation. Sales is a operation. So these are all the operations, etc. So it analyzes the regular operations. Management operational audit analyzes the regular operations like production, purchase, sales, etc. to check whether they are in tune with the company's policies, objectives, goals. We have companies policies, objectives, goals. So these are written, these are written policies, written documents. Whether these operations are workings all in tune with this one. So check whether they are in tune with the company's policies, objectives, goals or not. So in tune, yes, you can get answer yes, or in tune, no, it is not in tune with the company's policies, objectives, goals as per given or written. So it's more about the qualitative aspect. Not the accounting aspect, not a regular accounting aspects, no. For this we have financial audit. So once again, operational audit is the review and appraisal of operations of an organization conducted by competent independent person. It analyzes the regular operations like production, purchase, sales, etc. to check whether they are in tune with the company's policies, objectives and goals or not. It focuses more on qualitative aspects of the operations rather than the regular accounting aspects. Okay, we will move on to types. Types of the operational audit. In this we can categorize into three. First one is a functional audit. Second one is organizational audit. Third one is special assignments. Now, what is a functional audit? A functional audit deals with the one or more functions. It deals with the functions. Now you ask, what is a function in an organization? Example, payroll function. This is one of the example for the payroll function. For a division, it can be a payroll. For a division also possible. Division 1, 2, 3. Organization may have lots of divisions, or as a whole. So functions can be, audit can be done for a particular divisions or as a whole of the company. If division is there, for that particular division, functional audit done in respect of the operations. So a functional audit has the advantage of permitting specialization by the auditor. They can more efficiently spend all their time auditing in that areas. If the scheduled for operational audit, in that what we have to do functional audit, then in case if they are doing functional audit, they have to choose particular function for the audit, and they will do that specified function only. They will audit that particular function. That is known as a functional audit. So they will give all the time required, all the required time to that particular audit for the effectiveness of the audit. That is the advantage. What is the disadvantage in that? So they are failure to evaluate interrelated functions. Because of they are giving all the time to a particular function, they will fail to advantage. They will give all the time. Disadvantage, they fail to interrelate functions. So fail to evaluate the interrelated functions. That is all about the functional audit. What about the organizational audit? Organizational audit is concerned with the entire organizational units. So it deals with the entire organizational units. An operational audit deals with an entire organizational units. It can be a department, a branch, subsidiary. Departments, branch, subsidiary. It emphasizes how efficiently and effectively functions interact. The plan of organization and the methods to coordinate activities are especially important in this type of audit, organizational audit and operational audit. Last comes special assignment. Special assignment is like giving the particular task by the top management. In operational auditing, special assignments arise at the request of the management. So it will come at a request of the management. Then what it comes, investigating the possibility of fraud. Example is given, fraud investigation of in a division, making recommendation for reducing the cost. Example 1, example 2, recommendation for the reducing the cost of the production. So this is all about the special assignment as given by the or requested by the management. So these are the types and the meaning of the operational audit. Next comes objectives of the operational audit. There are four objectives given by the ICA with regard to the operational audit. First one is a appraisal of controls. Appraisal of controls. Operational audit deals with the administrative controls. Correct? Operational audit deals with the administrative controls and its purpose is to whether the controls are adequate. So it deals with the administrative controls and whether these are adequate. These are the key points. In case these questions asked, you have to write these key points. It was asked in May 2011 for 4 marks. Point number 2. Second objective is evaluation of performance. Performance of appraisal, evaluation of performance. So in the task of performance evaluation, operational auditors may not be technically well grounded with each and every aspect. Correct? He may not have the knowledge with each and every aspect of the organization. So in the task of performance evaluation, an operational auditor is heavily dependent upon the acceptable standards. So there may be acceptable standards for each work, for each audit. So the operational auditor cannot be expected to possess technical background in so many diverse technical fields obtaining even in one enterprise. So there may be so many technical background. So in the task of performance evaluation, an operational auditor is heavily dependent upon the acceptable standards. The operational auditor cannot be expected to possess a technical background in so many diverse technical fields obtaining even in one enterprise. So he is expecting the acceptable standards. You may not have the technical background in so many diverse technical fields. Third one is appraisal of objectives and plans. In performance appraisal, the operational auditor is basically concerned not so much with how well technically the operations are going on. He is not so concerned with the how the technically operations are going on or not. So he is not so concerned. Then what he is concerned with the effectiveness, efficiency and economy with which the operations are being carried out. So operations are carried out we will see we will accumulate the information and evidence to measure effectiveness, efficiency and economy, whether cheap or costly, economy with which the operations are being carried out. So he will collect the information, required evidence, and then he will measure whether the effectiveness and the efficiency, economy in which the operations are carried out. He is more concerned with this part. Because of this, he will collect the information and the evidence, and then he will measure these things. So he is not so concerned with the how well the technically the operations are going on. He is not so concerned with that. So in performance appraisal, the operational auditor is basically concerned not so much with the how well the technically the operations are going on, but with accumulating information and evidence to measure the effectiveness, efficiency and economy with which the operations are being carried on. Last point, appraisal of organizational structure. First one is appraisal of controls, second one evaluation of performance, third appraisal of objectives and plans, fourth one appraisal of organizational structure. In evaluating the organizational structure, the operational auditor should consider whether the structure is in conformity with the management objective. So objective, organizational structure should be in conformity with the objectives, management objectives, and it is drawn up on the basis of matching of responsibility and authority. Basis of matching of responsibility and authority. Responsibility and authority matching. So these are the 4 objectives of the operational audit. First one comes appraisal of controls. Operational auditing deals with the administrative controls, and its purpose is to determine whether the controls are adequate. Second point, evaluation of the performance. In the task of performance, the evaluation, an operational auditor is heavily dependent upon availability of acceptable standards. The operational auditor cannot be expected to possess technical background in so many diverse technical fields obtaining even in one enterprise. Third point is appraisal of objectives and plans. In the performance of appraisal, there is one question with regard to the scope of the operational auditor. Mr. P have been appointed as operational auditor. Is the operational auditor of a books and magazine limited. Books and the magazine limited appointed Mr. P as a operational auditor. And observed a totaling error. Totaling error in invoice of rupees 1000. He has not taken care of the same, saying that this is out of his scope of his work. So is it correct? Comment. You know what is the meaning of operational audit? As we discussed, operational audit is the review and appraisal of operations of an organization conducted by competent independent person. It analyzes the regular operations like production, purchase, sales, etc. to check whether they are in tune with the company's policies, objectives and goals or not. It focuses more on qualitative aspects of operations rather than the regular accounting aspects. So that means it more focuses on the qualitative. That does not mean it is not concentrating or focusing on the quantitative aspect. It is completely not ignored. When we understand the meaning, we will come to know the accounting aspects are not completely ignored, but we are more focusing on the qualitative aspect. So in carrying out of his work, operational auditor will have to exercise judgment. He has to exercise the judgment to evaluate evidence in connection with the situations and issues. He will have to get the assistance of norms and standards in every operating field to able to objectively judge a situation. He have to go and audit every operations, right? Then he will come to know where is the problem lies. So to a financial auditor, a loss of 1000 caused by a wrong totaling of invoice is important. Yeah, that is sure. But for an auditor who engaged in the review of operation, it does not assume so much importance. But simultaneously, it should not be assumed that an operational auditor is not concerned with the financial aspects of transactions and controls. In conclusion, contention of operational auditor that totaling error is in 1000 rupees is out of his scope is not correct. As operational audit is being carried out to ensure that all the management functions, he will ensure, right, that all the management functions. So accounts department also comes under this. Ensure all the management functions to what, like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling are effectively and efficiently, are working effectively and efficiently. So when we say all the management function, accounts department also comes in that. So such kind of error is very much in scope. Because of such existence of error indicates the control system controlling function is not sound good, so he is also responsible, even though not directly, indirectly. Need of operational audit. Next comes need of operational audits. Why operational audit is required? Need of operational audit. There is a hierarchy, correct? You have top level management, but this level is not actually work is going on in the ground. It may be a factory, it may be showroom, it may be branches, whatever it may be, according to their nature of the business and the size. So it may be hierarchy will be there. Top executive, they will see, check. Other executive, these executive have assistants. These assistants actually go and see the workings. So lots of organization structure is there. So actual work is done here in line level. This is called line, this is called staff level. So what is going on here? Managers are responsible to responsible for the direction, correct? So that time operational audit comes. So operational auditing arose from the need of managers responsible for areas beyond their direct observation to be fully, objectively and currently informed about the conditions in the units under control. So that is the first point. What is the need of managers responsible? It arose from need of managers responsible for areas beyond their direct observation. These should be observed by the managers, but they cannot do directly. So operation audit is the need. Next comes second point, traditional sources. We have traditional sources. Information remain inadequate for an effective management of the company where the management is at distance from the actual operations. So actual operations done here. So there is a very much distance due to layers of delegation of responsibility and separating it from the actualities in the organization. So there is a traditional source of information remain inadequate. This traditional information becomes inadequate. Because of that, there is a need of operational auditor. So traditional source of information remain inadequate. So traditional source of information remain inadequate for an effective management of the company where the management is at distance from the actual operation due to layers of delegations of responsibility separating it from the actualities in the organization. Next comes point number 3. Operational audit is as a specialized management information. So we have conventional sources, correct? Conventional sources of info. It may be from the departmental managers, or it may be routine performance report, or it may be internal audit reports, or it may be periodic special investigation, or even survey also, periodic survey. So these are the conventional source of information. But these conventional sources of management information are departmental manager, routine performance report, internal audit reports, and periodic special investigation and survey. These conventional sources fail to provide information for the best direction of the departments of all of whose activities do not come under the direct observation of the managers. So this will fail to provide information for the best direction of the departments of all of whose activities do not come under the director's observation manager. So when there is a no direct observation managers are not there, then these reports will become useless, fail to provide information for the direction. So this is the third point. Operational audit as a specialized management information tool fill the void that conventional information sources fail to fill. Conventional sources of management information are departmental managers, routine performance report, internal audit reports, and periodic special investigation and survey. These conventional sources fail to provide information for the best direction of the departments, all of whose activities do not come under the direct observation managers. That is the third point for the need of the operational audit. Last point and the fourth point, operational audit has filled a very significant vacuum. It has come to provide the management with inexpensive, continuous, objective appraisal of activities. So inexpensive, continuous, and the objective appraisal of activities, operations and controls. To inform the management about the achievement of the standards, whether standards are achieved, yes or no. If otherwise, to inform the management about the what has gone wrong, what has gone wrong, that information will be provided by the operational audit. What has gone wrong and how it has gone wrong. Also, it enlightens the management about the possible dangers, constraints, and the opportunities. Last is, it provides the management or enlightens the management with the possible dangers, constraints, and the opportunities that may be immense value to the management. So this will be enlightened by the operational audit to the management. So these are the 4 points with regard to the need of the operational audit. First one is operational audit arose from the need of managers responsible for areas beyond their direct observation to be fully, objectively and currently informed about the conditions in the units under control. Second point is traditional sources of information remain inadequate. That's why for an effective management of the company where the management is at distance from the actual operations due to the layers of delegation of responsibility separating it from actualities in the organization. Third point, operational audit as a specialized management information tool fill the void that the conventional information sources fail to fill. Conventional sources of management information are departmental managers, routine performance report, internal audit reports, and the periodic special investigation and survey. These conventional sources fail to provide information for the best direction of these departments, all of whose activities do not come under the direct observation of the managers. Last point, operational auditing has filled continuous and objective appraisal of activities, operations and controls to inform the management about the achievement of the standards or not, and if otherwise to inform the management about the what has gone wrong and how it is has gone wrong. Also it enlightens the management about the possible dangers, constraints and opportunity that may be immense value to the management. Difference between the operational audit and the internal audit. So what is operational auditing and what is the internal auditing? Operational auditing, it mainly concerned with the review and the appraisal, correct, of the operations of the organization carried on by competent independent person. Internal auditing, it is more mainly concerned with the determining whether the other internal controls are well designed. Other internal controls, other internal controls whether well designed and whether it is in place. That is the number one point. Number two, it is not a part of the internal control, correct? Operational auditing is not a part of the internal audit. Internal auditing is the part of the internal control system. Third point, operational auditing is a constructive function. What is a constructive function? Constructive function means it provides suggestion for the improvement. What about the internal auditing? Internal auditing is a protective function. What do you mean by that? It's a safeguards the assets of the enterprises. Next, it analyzes all the aspects. Operational auditing analyzes all the aspects of the operations, whether they are in tune with the management. So all the operations, whether they are in tune with the objectives, policies, goals. So this analysis done by the operational auditing. Internal auditing, it is primarily concerned with the financial accounting and main thing, internal control. Next comes, it mainly deals with the qualitative aspects. Operational auditing mainly deals with the qualitative aspects. That does not mean quantity is not there at all, but it mainly focuses on the quantitative aspects. That does not mean quality not at all is there in internal auditing. In the recent time, over the period of time, the scope of the internal auditing has been widened so as to cover all the operations precise accounting financial operations. So it is in the present time there is no difference in internal auditing and the operational auditing. Internal auditing covers operational also. So when the question asks with regard to difference, we have to write this one, 5 points. So last part in the operational auditing, the difference between the financial auditing and the operational auditing. So what is the purpose of the financial auditing? To give the opinion, of course, to give the opinion whether the historical information recorded is correct or not. In case of operational auditing, purpose is emphasis on the effectiveness and the efficiency of operations for future performance. So that is the purpose. Area, with regard to area, financial auditing, it is restricted to the matters directly affecting the appropriateness of the presented financial statement. Whatever the presented financial statement, that is covered. In case of operational auditing, it covers all the activities that are related to efficiency and effectiveness of the business operation. Covers all the activities which have the effectiveness and the efficiency of the operations. Reporting. The reporting, financial audit report is sent to all the stakeholders. When I say all the stakeholders, it covers everybody. Bankers and other persons having interest in the organization. In case of operational audit report, is primarily to the management. End task. End task, financial audit report, the findings to the persons. So whatever the findings is there, just report it. That's it, over. Your work is, financial auditor work is over. But in case of operational auditor, it is not limited to the reporting only. Not limited to reporting only. Then what? Includes suggestion for improvements. Thank you.